The owner of the Jaguars, Shad Khan, said, I want to do the right thing for the team. I want to do the right thing for the city. That, to me, is way more important than just acting helter-skelter on emotion. I think we have a history of really looking at the facts and then really doing the right thing. Gus Bradley was here 4 years. Doug Marrone was here 4 years. You don't want to be impulsive. Here's the difference. Well, there are any number of differences.
I mean,
what in the world is he saying?
There's so much wrong with that statement.
Thank you.
The point is, I've held on to terrible coaches before.
Yeah, thank you. They were the least winning franchise in the game.
By the way, he wants to do what's right for the team, right for the city. How about the quarterback?
Yes.
They have so much more invested in this quarterback than in this coach.
That's what I was going to say. I think we need to set it up this way. Does everybody remember Trevor Lawrence? I mean, remember who he was? Remember him in the playoff 3 straight years? Remember him being the next John Elway? Are we watching the franchise allow this coach, who many people have concluded has no idea what he's doing on this level, to stunt the growth at minimum of a generational prospect? I don't know where to begin. Nick, give me a quick thought.
I don't know what you can point to get excited about. He's embarrassing the team off the field. He's embarrassing the team on the field. And that handshake, when we saw that handshake this morning, Jeff said he wouldn't let his son get away with that handshake. You can't have him doing things like that on top of it. And I know it's a small thing, but when you have the track record that he's had since he's been there, this looks really bad for your organization.
Look at his countenance, man. Look at it. Listen, y'all, we ain't in college, right? When we walk off the field, this is your leader. Let's say I'm a 30. I played 14 years. I was 37 when I retired or whatever. That dude's walking off the field like that. If a player walked off after a bad play that way to the sideline, the whole team would be ripping that dude. You get off the freaking field. We don't walk that way. We don't look that way. We don't act this way. That he is your leader, and that Shad is up there saying, I'm going to do the... Has it not shown what it really is? When this guy walks up, puts his hand in his pocket, and just strolls off the field like this. And listen, losing sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't, but there is a way to handle it, and there's a way to lead men, and that is not it.
Let me get Marcus in here. Look, I saw the go, Marcus, go.
I got to do it, fellas, and I hate to do it because it's not attributed to every situation, but this is one of those things where I get really, really frustrated with the fact that black coaches are hard to get hired in the NFL. Yeah. This situation right here, it bothers me so much because it's not about winning and losing. We got great coaches that lose games or have losing seasons or things go awry where injuries and all of that take place. I'm not talking about a win and loss record. I'm talking about Urban Meyer and the things he's done within this franchise. And every time we talk about this, it seems like it's something new. But we got to come on TV and ask, why doesn't Jim Caldwell have a job in the NFL? Why Eric Bieniemy can't get hired as a head coach? And listen, as a player, I want the best coach possible. I want the guy that is going to have the ear of the players. I want the guy that we have a tremendous amount of respect for. That don't have a damn thing to do with your skin color. But what matters here is how in the hell is it so difficult for those guys? By the way, Jim Caldwell had a winning record with the Detroit Lions.
Yep, he did.
Let me put that out there. And the players that play for him love him. That's the one thing players respect. Are you a guy that I can count on and depend on? And the fact that we got to have this conversation every offseason about the Rooney Rule and all of these things. And let's not act like this wasn't Urban Meyer before he showed up to Jacksonville. Right. So I don't attribute this to every coaching situation, but this one in particular brings my mind back to if this is going to stand and you got an owner that's mum on it, and it's hard to get African-American coaches hired.
Let me get a quick thought from Graziano here. Go.
My question to Shad Khan would be, what's the reason to keep him? Right? He hasn't had success on the field. He hasn't shown the ability to be a difference maker, and he's embarrassed the organization multiple ways off the field. Remember a couple years ago, late in the year, the NFLPA sent out a letter saying, listing all the things the Jaguars were doing. Tom Coughlin was running the football operations and warning potential free agents about it.
Right.
They fired Coughlin the next day.
Right.
The Jacksonville Jaguars care about a possibility of we won't be able to lure free agents here.
I just want to talk about Jim Caldwell. I played for him on a 2-14 team because Peyton Manning was hurt. Man never acted like that, bro. Nah. Every time I walked in that freaking locker room, I'd run through a wall for that man. It is 100% about the coach's attitude, nothing to do with record. Yeah. I'm telling you, I've lived it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.